I run a small business, and we've gotten a bit behind on our HMRC repayments. I figured given have a bit of time, a bit of space, we'll be able to recoup it. So I was thinking of proposing to enter a company voluntary arrangement, to which I think most of my creditors would support me on.
Right.
I've had to take out a couple of loans, and obviously I've had to personally guarantee those loans, but that shouldn't be a problem, should it?
Well, we're seeing this more and more. A number of the lenders now, rather than having what we would sort of see commonly as a charge registered, they'll, instead of that, they'll insist on a director providing a personal guarantee. I mean, the difficulty with that is that any sort of attempt to restructure, they start to look to that personal guarantee and try and recoup their loss. I mean, depending on the terms of the proposal that you put together, it's entirely possible that they would agree it, but it's also quite likely that they'll just reject it. They won't accept it, and they'll pursue you under the guarantee.
Well, where does that leave me? I mean, they can't ask for money that I don't have.
No, I take your point. The difficulty is you guaranteed that debt personally, therefore they're quite entitled to demand the money from you. If you can't pay it, they may petition for your bankruptcy. I mean, the difficulty with that is you won't be able to act as a director, so you won't be able to continue with your CVA, which is clearly going to cause you a big problem if that's the route you want to go down. And you also run the risk of losing your house, because if there's any equity in it, that your share of it would vest automatically in the trustee.
Well, luckily the house is in my wife's name, so that solves that problem. And then, with regards to the company, I could resign as director of my company, appoint someone else, and then carry on as I am, can't I?
Unfortunately, it's not quite that straightforward. In terms of your property, if you're married, fine, it might be in your wife's name, but the insolvency rules will stipulate that they'd assume that 50% of the equity is yours. So the fact that it's not in your name probably won't make any difference, and you still will run the risk of losing your house. And in terms of the acting, like putting someone else in as a director, it's actually that you can't act in the formation or management of the business. So you wouldn't be able to act as a director or in the management of the business. So if you weren't strictly registered as a director, that wouldn't resolve that problem, unfortunately.
So what options have I got available to me then?
Well, one of the probably the best options available to you would be to think about proposing an IVA, which is an individual voluntary arrangement, which you could run alongside your company voluntary arrangement if that's something that you were going to go ahead with. There's a number of advantages to that. One of them being it's a lot less expensive than somebody making you bankrupt. Therefore, the chances are the return to creditors will be greater. And with that, there's the benefit there that the chances are the creditors will support it if they think they're going to get something better back. And a huge advantage to you there is by going down the voluntary arrangement route, you would be able to continue to act as a director.
I don't have anything that I could contribute into the IVA, though. I mean, once I take my minimum credit card payments into account and household expenses and the mortgage, there's not really anything left over that I can put into it.
Right. Okay. I mean, what would happen there is you put your proposal to all of your creditors, which would include all of your credit card debts, anything that's on there. You'd immediately stop making any payments to them. Whatever the amount that's owed to them, whether they put a proposal, they would have a claim in the voluntary arrangement. Now, the voluntary arrangement requirements are that you would need 75% of your creditors that vote to approve it. But assuming you put a sensible proposal together and you can show that they would get a better return than making you bankrupt, there is a good chance that you would be able to get that through, and it would clearly help you out. Okay. There's not any other questions that you've got on the voluntary arrangement? No. Okay. I mean, if for any further information about voluntary arrangements or any insolvency advice, whether it's personal or corporate, feel free to give us a call. We offer a 1-hour consultation. Telephone numbers 01932 336 149. Thank you.